Hello, my name is Desmond Lynch. I'm 27 years old and I'm a filmmaker. Today I am watching my short film, Goodnight, Midnight, which is out now on YouTube for everyone to watch. So, without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so that's the opening. Yeah, so I think we shot about like a few stuff in here. I remember I was doing sound for this, so I'm standing right in the bathtub. Um, Very awkward place to stand, very slippery. So, and I was carrying all that heavy shit. So, yeah. Mike's right outside the door as well. He had to just attach the lav to him to get all his dialogue. It's just handier than going back and forth, and it's better for the performances as well. Yeah, love the music by Luke Kavanagh as well. I think it was one of Justine's friends he recommended. Good Night Midnight by Desmond Lynch. Nice. Yeah, she's looking out at a plane. She has a desire to keep moving, keep traveling, but she needs the money to do so. That's what really drives her. It's just like she just constantly needs the money to live, to like the exact lifestyle she needs to. I always forget how good the cinematography is. This is all natural lights as well, so that's like it's like all the lights in the building, except for this stuff. So pretty much lit the entire thing of this room with just two lamps. That's it, which is pretty mental in my opinion. Like it's like complex like most lighting setups are on film sets. But yeah, nice. Yeah. Melissa and Mike are doing a great job here. Just I think we did a bunch of rehearsals beforehand, mostly via Zoom, because I think I can't remember where Melissa's based, but like Mike's based in Dublin, if I recall. And I think Melissa's based right. I think in Kerry or like Tipperary, some place like that, like really far away from us. So yeah, so I believe this here was an improvised shot. It was a two shot that goes back and forth. Yeah, no, it's great. And then she moves away, and then I kept having like John move back, or just because I felt like again he's just constantly going back and forth wherever he wants to do it. And eventually he does, but mostly because he's been pressurized to do it. That was Olivia's favorite shot. I think like she specifically said to me like whenever like she just grabbed the card machine and then it's like she paid by credit or cash and she just burst out laughing. I don't particularly get it, but like apparently that was funny for her. Oh god, that's my wallet, my IRL wallet there. And we got this cheap wedding band. I think Kitty provided it, if I recall correctly. So I think like Kitty just has a bunch of fake rings on her because of costume stuff. So yeah, that was like one take. We just had to just set it down and keep going back and forth, and then nice shot, and then yeah, we're just trying to find a nice way to exit this room. Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite takes in the film. It was just like we're shooting the entire thing on prime lenses. So for those who don't know, like a prime lens, it's not like a zoom lens where like you could like zoom in and out on a lens. Like you could be standing very far away and then zoom in, like looks like you're standing right next to them. Whereas a prime lens, like you can't zoom at all. So you have to like be if you want to like get it close up, you have to be actually very close up to the person for that to happen. So the result is we started off there in a medium two shot, and then like as they get closer, the camera gets closer, and you don't even notice that like it's so close because again the prime just feels so natural that it works. I think it was the same thing with Showtime. I originally wanted a 35 because I think I read somewhere online that was like was that Timothy Chalamet one with the cannibal guy, yeah, Army Hammer, yeah, that guy. They did a film, like I can't remember the film, but like they shot it on a 35 and it looked supernatural. And I thought, I want that. I want that kind of look. And Tom was like, "Nah, well, give him the space. The 25 be better." And Tom knows more about cinematography than me, so I just trust him. So that's what we did. Yeah. So I decided not to show the actual sex scene because one, I don't like sex scenes. I think they're weird and cringe. And two, it's like this film's not necessarily about sex. It's about like like the lack of intimacy, the lack of love, that and how weird like hiring a hooker is. To be honest, when you think about it, we have to like if you think about the logistics of this for a second, you have to like contact the person, you have to find them, meet them online, and then especially in a country where like Ireland, where the laws are really weird, where like it's legal to sell sex, but it's illegal to buy sex, so it's a weird ethical gray area, and there are also laws aren't even enforced properly as well. So like it's just it's a weird topic, and that's why it was so interesting to me to explore it. And you also have like stuff like Catholic guilt and just the weirdness. Again, it's a weird thing. So that's why I really wanted to make this film. Yeah, this is a weird monologue. It was like this. Oh god, so cringe. It just makes everyone uncomfortable. This film is really uncomfortable. I kind of like. I hadn't watched Shame before this film. Then after I made the film, I watched Shame, and I'm like, oh, this is just like this is basically what I was looking for, but it's done a lot better. Yeah. Yeah. I always forgot how good this film looks, especially the handheld stuff. Like usually handhelds, like it's very difficult to like maintain, especially with the shaky stuff. But Tom's doing a great job, especially like the hours we're doing that day. He was just phenomenal. Yeah. So what was I saying? Yeah. Costumes are pretty good, provided by Katie as well. I think there's a lot of layers for Mike as well, especially how fucking hot that room was. It was just oof, sweltering. Like yeah, the shame. It's probably the best part of the film up here. I think this is like the selling point of it. I have a hard time talking over it just because Mike's doing here. It's a really great performance here. It's just like this guy's just crumbling around. He does his look coming up now, which I think's is the fidgeting in the hands and just like the look and the smile, just like it's not doing well. And that's really good on Mike's part. It's like absolutely phenomenal acting here. How many takes we do this? Can't remember. But I think we did like a bunch just because like Mike just kept like pushing himself. Like, no, I could do it better. I could do it better and do it better. And every take was just class. And then oh, this is this is where we messed up. Purely because like I think like Mike's God just feels natural. And again, it is natural. It looks brilliant. The only thing is we shot Melissa's coverage first. So yep, eye line's messed up. She's like looking at Mike while he's standing up and he's sitting down. If we had a script supervisor or something like that, they would have pointed it out to us. But again, we were just like a bunch of, you know, like we didn't have someone like that on board. And also, this is like a 16-hour day, so 16, 18-hour day. So like we were just shattered, and like just people just didn't notice at all, unfortunately. But it happens. I do love a dynamic two shot. This feel just it's handier than just getting back and forth coverage. If you can get like both actors in one shot, you can just like, get their faces, you can see their reactions and just everything. Let's say, yeah, this is probably my favorite. Oh, boom and shot, boom and shot. Yep, you missed that, didn't you? I didn't. I saw it. I try to cheer myself up because, in one of Kira Kurosawa's first movies, one of my favorite films, Drunken Angel, at the end of the film, there's a boom and shot as well. So I thought, well, if Kurosawa gets boom and shot, maybe I can get away with it. But, yeah, I really love this fucking shot. It's one of those shots where I just like saw it and I was like, yep, that's a poster right there. Yeah. So I had to cut out some of like Joan's dialogue just to give an extended silence there. Yeah. So that's the movie business, editing, making it all work. Yeah. So here's like the thing I want to again express like the anxiety of just being midnight. Was like you get like it, half the job is like trying to get people to come back because like it's a weird one night stand business, but the entire thing is like no, like you can't have a livelihood by doing this. You need people to return. You need your regulars. You need stuff because if you don't have them, you're struggling. Like you know what I mean, and like the amount of emotional work you have to put in, and just making sure that you're there mentally, physically, just not to upset them, and make sure they're always coming back, make sure they're always satisfied. It's very exhausting. But in this case, like uh, Midnight's gone a bit too far because like she's basically traumatized John, unfortunately, out of her own pursuit of desperation and greed, and just a bunch of sad stuff goes on. But you know, ultimately, John decided to do this. But yeah, it's the big takeaways. Is like what people say is like they don't approve of what John does, but they kind of understand where he's coming from, given his life experiences and stuff like that. Yeah. The big takeaway again for Midnight as well is just stuff like this happens all the time. It's a very weird job, kind of weird. It's just awkward and weird and kind of sad as well. She's dealing with a bunch of lonely guys who aren't doing too well, and it's if you don't have the heart for it, it takes its toll. And of course, she's lying about the coke. She's again looking for an excuse to get him to come back, and none of it works. None of it ever works. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is one of the last shots we got. Yeah. And it was me down right by the bed, Gavin the sound. And that's the end of the film. Well, that was actually better than I remember it. So, hope you enjoyed the film. Thanks for listening to this audio commentary. Apologize for me meandering. It's been a long day. So, yeah. Be sure to check out my other work. I have a bunch of audio dramas online as well on Spotify. So check out The Witch in the Orchard. Check out Death to Lord Cow. Check out Showtime. Check out everything I make because I think you'll really enjoy it. So I've been Desmond Lynch. Thanks for listening and goodbye.